Welcome back to our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still requesting you to subscribe to our channel. That is the greatest support that you can give us. When you do that, kindly turn on the notification bell, help us share our videos, and give this video likes to those who support us. Thank you very much. Wamuchomba is a very controversial member of parliament. She is almost earning the title Iron Lady after Martha Karua. She is the first member of parliament who ditched Uhuru Kenyatta and went to support William Ruto. And it seems that when she believes in something, you cannot intimidate her. Because she's also the first member of parliament who told off Ruto to his face that this housing levy you're trying to force down the throat of Kenyans will not work. And today, she is proven right because part of the housing levy, the ruling of the Court of Appeal judges vindicated her. She's been against it. She's been poking holes. Yesterday, she had an interview in one of the local media stations. And as usual, she dropped another bombshell. She talked about a number of political matters, including the housing levy, where she said William Ruto is lying to Kenyans. But then there is this part that touched on the Mount Kenya kingpin and spokesperson. Wamuchomba did not mince her words. She said the current Mount Kenya kingpin is none other than Uhuru Kenyatta. And she gave reasons that Uhuru Kenyatta is a selfless leader who sacrifices his life for the Mount Kenya people.
And there's this notion of kingpinship for the last couple of days or weeks. Now, who articulates the issues of Mount Kenya region as is at this moment? Who is articulating the issues for them? Two, do you think the problem that happened with the Mount Kenya region is that there was an umbrella party to protect them post-2022 elections? And how has that affected the region?
I am looking at those people we call kingpins in Mount Kenya, for example, historically. It is not in any dispute that Uhuru Kenyatta has been a kingpin. What made Uhuru Kenyatta a kingpin? To be honest, it is not because he was a son of the late president. No, because we have had other sons of late presidents who are not kingpin. The reason why Uhuru Kenyatta became a kingpin is because he showed at some point that he can take a bullet for the people of Mount Kenya. I know you know very well, and those that are watching me, those that are close to my age, remember 2007. They know what Uhuru Kenyatta did for the sake of the people of Mount Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta became the kingpin the day he sacrificed self, family, everything that he had for us, and we saw it. This hurabaru of who is the kingpin and queenpin is not political. And you can never become a kingpin of a community because of your politics. You can only become a kingpin or a queenpin of a community through your dedicated service to them.
So you're trying to say that as of now, Kenyatta cannot be overthrown yet?
Who is that person who can prove to us that you have done kilometers?
The sentiments of Wamuchomba are coming at a time when there is a lot of controversy in Central. Those who support Nyoro, the Muranga people, say we want Nyoro to take over the mantle. Those who are supporting Gachagua, especially from Nyeri, are saying Rigathi has been proven and he is there to stay as our undisputed leader. Remember, it is also coming against the backdrop of just recently, the Kiambu residents were praying and crying that God should forgive them for ignoring Uhuru Kenyatta when Uhuru warned them against supporting William Ruto. don't forget that just a few months ago, when Uhuru celebrated his birthday, the country was in a frenzy, especially in Mount Kenya. They celebrated Uhuru Kenyatta. So as I listened to Muthoni Wamuchomba, I thought that the interpretation of her statements, especially now, means that, number one, if Murang'a people think that they have their leader, Ndindi Nyoro, and Nyeri feels that they have their leader by the name of Rigathi Gachagua, then Kiambu people are also showing Mount Kenya that we have a leader, and our leader is none other than Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. If you want to segment Mount Kenya in terms of regions, then we also have our own leader. And I think they are not mincing words. Number two, Muthoni Wamuchomba is telling people that we should not pretend that we don't know the sacrifices that Uhuru Kenyatta made to our people. In fact, Uhuru Kenyatta sacrificed what I could call his life for Mount Kenya people. It is a very, sad story dating back to 2007, when there was a political altercation and Raila's victory was stolen and people started fighting. The story goes that when the other camp were fighting the Kikuyus, was it in Naivasha or something, it is rumored, let me use that term, that Uhuru hired the city hopper. Of course, the owner of the city hopper, George Thuo, is no longer there. But it is said that he hired city hopper, and there were goons who were in the vehicle and they went to help their people. People really died. It is a story that we would want to forget. But basically, Uhuru did this because there was a story that the Mount Kenya people were being fought. People lost lives, and it is something that we don't want to discuss. But as Muthoni Wamuchomba is saying, Uhuru did not become the kingpin because he's a son of a former president. She says that he sacrificed his life. He placed his life in the line of a bullet. And you know that Uhuru went to The Hague for these acts of atrocities, and that is how they forged a friendship between him and Uhuru and William Ruto. And in fact, these were warring parties. The Kalenjins and the Kikuyus really fought and people lost. Like I said, we don't want to discuss much, but the gist of the matter is Muthoni is saying that Uhuru sacrificed his resources to protect the Mount Kenya people. And so he's telling them, let us not pretend, because Uhuru Kenyatta has been maligned, as his family has been told that you stole land from our people, you've not done anything. When we elected you, you neglected us and you went to Kisumu. There have been stories, negative stories. In a nutshell, Muthoni Wamuchomba is saying that Uhuru Kenyatta also did some good things. And Mount Kenya should not pretend that they can't remember. If you go to Mount Kenya today, there are areas that were really developed by Uhuru Kenyatta because Uhuru took over from Mwai Kibaki, and he followed in the footsteps of Mwai Kibaki, going the China way. That is, what happened, building the SGR connection of electricity and all that. It also means that Uhuru is not annihilated politically as William Ruto thinks, and despite all the frustrations, invading his Northland farm, frustrating the mother, and all this, Uhuru is not finished, and he still remains a formidable force, a headache to William Ruto as he tries to seek for a second term in 2027. And William Ruto will have to beg Uhuru Kenyatta, or he will have to contend with him, because Uhuru won Mount Kenya in 2022. They ignored him. Now they are paying the prices. And in the coming election, Uhuru is going to have a say, because people now see him as a man who knew William Ruto and he won them. He's a thorn in the flesh to William Ruto in his quest for a second term. Number two, He is a thorn in the flesh to the DP Rigathi Gachagua in his appetite and quest to unite Mount Kenya. Remember the other day, Rigiji said that he's looking for Uhuru's support so that they can unite around William Ruto, so that the percentage that did not vote for Ruto will now vote. He wants 100% votes. Of course, Uhuru broke his heart when he came from UK and said that he is in Azimio to stay. It's going to be a battle of royalists. It's going to be the fight of the big boys. I want to finish by saying that Uhuru might just be the person who will determine the next Mount Kenya kingpin. He might be the person who will determine Mount Kenya spokesman, because Uhuru has a central point, a special place in Mount Kenya. Despite the fact that they are trying to finish him, they're trying to bring him down, it is not going to be possible. With all the wrangles that are happening, Uhuru Kenyatta remains a stalwart, political speaking, in that area. I don't know what you think, but the leaders who are close to Uhuru Kenyatta, like Kimani Chungwa, is the Kikuyu member of parliament. Kikuyu constituency is in Kiambu. Those leaders might regret trying to frustrate Uhuru. Of course, Uhuru had said that he never fears anybody now. The fear is gone. And of course, he came back in full swing. Remember the other day he was being accused as the man who is sponsoring court cases to sabotage Ruto's agenda. But that is exaggerated, because Uhuru has always said that I handed over power peacefully in accordance with the constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me, do you think Uhuru is the ultimate and undisputed Mount Kenya kingpin? And if he is not, who is the kingpin? Please, if you understand Mount Kenya politics, and especially if you come from that place, tell me who is the real Mount Kenya kingpin, who is the spokesperson, and why.